This assignment really forced me to think because I had no clue what I would talk about in the video. After actually going to the park and experiencing what it was like cluelessly walking around, not knowing what anything in my surrounding meant, it gave me a sense of how to approach this assignment. This was me trying to explain how this structure could have been a representation of the park or of the art that's here. That I was completely off with my initial guess. The art depicts a word that means fire. It's a sculpture to represent the power of indigenous women. Trying to decipher the drawings, and even though there's no words here, I translated that this could mean some sort of travel. It used pictures to tell a story. It's a metaphor for the indigenous nations that fought to protect their land from colonial oppression. Even without any drawings or words, I connected this to a place of gathering by connecting the structure to like a Colosseum seating arrangement. I was right about this being a representation of a place of gathering, and it's a good example how you can still derive a meaning even without words or pictures, but connecting it with other structures you know. Moving on, I was able to connect my overall experiences to the game Inside, where the player controls a nameless boy moving through a dystopian, hostile world with no type of communication. This has the same feeling of going somewhere you don't understand the language. Traditional communication is not possible. The boy survives through observations, trial and error, and making logical understandings. Similarly, those in a foreign linguistic area must learn to read social cues, body language, and contextual meanings beyond spoken words to survive. Just like how I needed to use my surroundings, drawings, and structural similarities to make meaning of my environment. I also thought about Interstellar, the film for my research essay, and it suggests that survival is not just an individual struggle, but a shared goal. Cooper and his team represent that true progress is only possible through collective effort. The film shows how, even though we are such insignificant beings, humanity can carve out meaning by making connections between people. They find purpose not in avoiding death, but in embracing the connections to each other and their loved ones, which is what makes survival worthwhile. The certainty of death does not diminish the importance of survival. Humanity's refusal to accept extinction makes us do whatever it takes to live on. Both Interstellar and Inside resist the thought of life being meaningless by framing survival as a requirement in order to achieve a greater purpose, whether it be for freedom or to keep connections between loved ones alive. Cooper's survival and mission success rely on adaptation and teamwork. These same principles apply to those in foreign environments. Adaptation is not a solitary act, but it depends on shared effort, mutual understanding, and the gradual construction of a meaning through interaction. Interstellar, Inside, and those facing linguistic adaptation struggles all reject how survival is a meaningless act in the face of inevitable death. Creating relationships, building shared experiences, and ultimately shaping one's place in an unfamiliar world is what makes living worth it. Death does not negate people's pursuit of meaning. Rather, it is through perseverance, adaptation, and human connection that existence gains significance.